Hello and welcome to Prime at 9. I'm Esther. These are the headlines. The Supreme Court will pronounce its judgment on Wednesday on petitions that have sought an independent court-monitored probe into the alleged Pegasus spyware case. Union Health Minister Mansukh Mandaviya today said the Pradhan Mantri Ayushman Bharat Health Infrastructure Mission will help in the fight against the pandemic-like situation in future. Civil Aviation Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia today virtually flagged off the first direct flight on the Shillong-Dibrugarh route under the Regional Connectivity Scheme, UDAN. Now for the news in details. The Assam government on Tuesday issued new COVID-19 guidelines, relaxing curfew timing in the state with night curfew between 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. instead of beginning at 10 p.m. Commercial establishments can remain open till 10 p.m. and restaurants and eateries can serve only with 50% seating arrangements till 10 p.m. This was issued by the Assam State Disaster Management Authority. Takeaways and food items from restaurants, dhabas and other eateries will also not be allowed after 10 p.m, it said. All government servants, including contractual and fixed pay, who have taken at least one dose of COVID-19 vaccine can attend the office. Also, government and private organizations rendering essential emergency services, law enforcement services and election work will continue without any restrictions in all districts, added the release. The release also said that with respect to public transport, goods transport shall continue unhindered and auto rickshaws, cycle rickshaws and taxis can operate for passengers with 100% seating capacity with COVID-19 appropriate behavior in place. Marriages and religious functions will be permitted with not more than 50 people in attendance and they should be at least administered with a single dose of vaccine. Also, not more than 60 people fully vaccinated per hour will be allowed at iconic religious places. 40 people fully vaccinated per hour at other religious places. Delivery of essential commodities through e-commerce can run around the clock with pharmacies, hospitals, animal care centers and veterinary clinics that can remain open 24 hours a day. Cinema halls and theatres will be allowed with 50% seating capacity, fully vaccinated viewers and observance of COVID-19 appropriate behavior. A building of the SAKI one-stop center in Wokha has been inaugurated on the 26th of October at the Dr. Mwatsu Memorial Hospital premises, Wokha. Sarah Ritze, Commissioner and Secretary, Department of Social Welfare, attended the occasion as the special guest. She said that Wokha has achieved a milestone by unveiling a new physical building of the SAKI one-stop center, which she said will do much for the welfare of women in the society who are in need and in distress. She maintained that Wokha District's agency is the first district in Nagaland to have its own building. She congratulated the stakeholders and district administration for delivering as per requirements on a limited time and money. Meanwhile, she called forward all line departments and stakeholders to gear up and work steadfast in bringing out their best in the service for the society.
Like the NHM, we have this, we have other sectors like the child protection services and still resource center for women, and at the disability cell where we coordinate with more than 15 to 20 line departments. The good result that we can see that reaches to the villages, up to the village level, to the target groups. Line has, we have crossed long time now. And at the state level, we have our own governing body where these schemes, the coordination with the ministry, we are doing, and we have our own set of governing body. But at the district level, it is the DC who is the head of all the committees.
Delhi hospitals are witnessing a surge in dengue cases as the number of patients from the national capital and nearby areas, especially Uttar Pradesh, continue to rise up. A lot of younger patients are coming with dengue fever and dengue hemorrhaging fever, and a lot of them are unaware of the fact that they have dengue before, and once their IgG levels are being checked, it gets revealed, said Dr. Pooja Khosla, senior consultant in the Department of Medicine at Sir Gangaram Hospital, New Delhi. There are also a lot of cases from outside Delhi, especially Uttar Pradesh, she added. As many as 1,006 dengue cases have been reported, along with 154 cases of malaria and 73 cases of chikungunya in the national capital, as per the data released by South Delhi Municipal Corporation. Normally, an increase in dengue cases is witnessed at this time of the year, further informed Dr. Khosla. Dengue is a seasonal disease, and post-rain it gets a hike. Drop in cases starts generally post-Diwali, said Dr. Khosla. What is being seen in general dengue behavior, and during the previous time it was definitely less, but this cycle is not unusual compared to the years when it was an epidemic, the official said. But people have to be very careful, Dr. Khosla said. Dengue virus cases, fever and hemorrhagic symptoms, DENV2, is associated with more than severe diseases. These 4 viruses are called serotypes because each of them has different interactions with the antibodies in the human blood serum. The 4 DENV serotypes mean that it is possible to be infected 4 times. Dengue season begins post-monsoon and stays till the onset of winter.
Dengue is a seasonal disease, and this is a time post rains we get a hike, and the cases keep increasing till the winter sets in, which we've observed generally every year, except last year wasn't much, and you get this hike till almost the winter sets in, and like is post Diwali, we find a drop in cases.
In a high-profile case involving popular Manipuri feature film actress Manda Lema, her husband and some other individuals, an FIR has been lodged after the intervention of Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh. Talking to HornbillTV at his home, Shyam Datta Yumkhaibam, the uncle and caretaker of the alleged victim, said the victim, who is said to be 17 years old at that time, was forcibly taken out of her home by some 30 individuals and taken to an undisclosed location for a night and left around 2 p.m. the next day in front of her home. The issue is said to be related to over a dispute over money and land. Shyam Datta, who is the uncle, is said to be an eyewitness when the victim was allegedly taken out of her home at Uripokpolem Laikhai in Imphal West district. Shyam Datta said he protested, but he was overpowered by over 30 people who came that day. The incident happened in the year 2019, but according to Shyam Datta, the police refused to file an FIR and the victim's family has been running from pillar to post to get justice. Ultimately, they drew the attention of Chief Minister N. Biren Singh, whose intervention led to the filing of an FIR recently. Shyam Datta said he has no knowledge over how much amount of money Manda Lema and her husband has with the parents of the victim's family. According to Shyam Datta, over 30 people came to the home of the victim that day, and both the mother and father of the victim was not at home. Shyam Datta, along with his wife Sheila Devi, was taken care of the victim, who is said to be differently able. The victim, a mere 17-year-old, and is physically challenged, so it is totally unfair to victimize the child over money and land related disputes with her parents, Shyamdatta added. The FIR was filed by Shyamdatta's wife, Sheila Devi. The victim herself also reportedly admitted she was sexually assaulted. After the FIR was filed, Manda Laima and her husband were granted bail, over which they have decided to move the High Court and seek intervention because POCSO case is non-bailable. Shyamdatta wondered how they could be granted bail when it is a POCSO case. The victim's family also filed a petition at the Manipur Human Rights Commission. When HornbillTV inquired about the case at the Human Rights Commission situated at Lamphelpat, the chairperson said he had no knowledge about the case. When this channel inquired more about the case with the staff of the commission, it was found that the petition was filed recently, but the case had not yet been taken up. Laima and her husband were not available to comment at the time this news report was being filed. The Bombay High Court on Tuesday adjourned the hearing on the bail application of Aryan Khan, accused in the drugs on cruise case, till tomorrow. Former Attorney General of India Mukul Rohatgi was appearing for Aryan Khan today. A special court in Mumbai on Wednesday refused to grant bail to Aryan and two others in connection with the seizure of drugs. Following this, Aryan Khan moved a bail application in the Bombay High Court against the NDPS court order on his bail rejection. Bombay High Court on October 31st said it would hear Aryan Khan's bail application on October 26. An NCB team busted an alleged drugs party on the Cordelia cruise ship, which was on its way to Goa at mid-sea on October 2. A total of 20 people, including 2 Nigerian nationals, have been arrested so far in this case. We have Al, my colleague, over the phone in our newsroom. Let's move over to him for him to shed some light. Hi, Al.
Hello, Esther. Hi.
Hi. What is the latest we know apart from the bail hearing adjourned for tomorrow for Aryan Khan? What is the latest?
Yeah, I think that's a very interesting question because I think with the whole nation riveted on this issue right now, the idea here is not that the information here is not about what will happen, but what is currently going on.
Okay.
There are a lot of things going on right now. For example, I think it's not in terms of whether the bail was granted or not. I think it was in terms of what transpired in the bail hearing.
Okay.
So in Mumbai, when they were having the bail hearing, the defense actually came up with a new argument.
Right.
That the actor Shah Rukh Khan's son Aryan Khan was actually someone who should be treated as, you know, according to the defense, a young person. And so this guy should not be in jail. He should not be persecuted because he was young. And he should be someone who should be put into an educational center, a rehab.
Right.
So that's another interesting thing. A second interesting thing is that one of the senior officers of the NCB who has been accused of trying to extort from the actor to let off the actor's son,
Yes.
Samir Wankare, he will be facing the NCB tomorrow. The NCB team will be visiting Mumbai tomorrow to actually start investigations in regard to the allegations.
Okay.
So right now, information coming in is that he has been with the NCB officials in Mumbai, and they're starting preparations for the investigation, which will be scheduled tomorrow. That's interesting right now.
Okay, okay.
Interesting thing, I mean.
Right. We also know that this case is, like you said, it's blown up out of proportion also for, you know, the media and, you know, for everybody. Every news channel seems to be, you know, showcasing this news report. So is this case diverting the media and people from other major news that is going around?
Yes and no. That's a very interesting question here because when we do a Google search on Aryan Khan's bail hearing, you will have at least 3 crores, 63 lakhs results.
Okay.
And that's a huge traffic for any single event.
Correct.
And of course, it's a big event, and the whole news media in the country, they have been riveted on this issue for some time now.
Yes.
But I wouldn't really say that it takes away a lot of space from other issues going on, because if you look at trending news, I think you will see a lot of stories regarding Afghanistan. And of course, there's the T20 Cricket World Cup going on. So these are the issues that's still trending in spite of the Aryan Khan case. So I wouldn't really
Okay.
say that it's taking away any space.
All right. WhatsApp chats have also revealed that, between Aryan Khan and his peer, another superstar kid, Ananya Pandey, speaking about procuring drugs and, what is the defense saying on this?
I read some of the news reports regarding the alleged WhatsApp chats between the two persons, and I read about it and I thought, wow, this is really interesting. The interesting thing here is that the defense, their main defense here is that they are saying no drugs were found on Aryan Khan.
Right.
Second, there were no medical tests that were done to prove that he actually consumed drugs.
Okay.
And then third, Aryan Khan is saying the NCB is trying to implicate him in this case, although there was no evidence that drugs were found on him. So currently this is the situation, and I think by tomorrow we'll have a clear picture of the case when the court actually gives an order in regard to the bail.
Okay. Thank you so much, Al.
Thank you, Esther.
In other news, the two-day G20 Leaders Summit 2021 will begin in Italy on 30th of this month. The G20 is the international forum that brings together the world's major economies, extending participation to guest countries and international organizations. Its leadership rotates on an annual basis among its members. Italy assumed the 2021 presidency on the 1st of December 2020. The forum has met every year since 1999 and includes, since 2010, a yearly summit with the participation of the respective heads of state and government. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit Rome in Italy to attend the G20 summit. The 2021 G20 summit under the Italian presidency will focus on three broad interconnected pillars of action: people, planet, and prosperity. Within these pillars, the G20 aims to take the lead in ensuring a swift international response to the COVID-19 pandemic, able to provide equitable worldwide access to diagnostics, therapeutics, and vaccines, while building up resilience to future health-related shocks. The G20 is made out of 19 countries and the European Union. The 19 countries are Argentina, Australia, Brazil, Canada, China, Germany, France, India, Indonesia, Italy, Japan, Mexico, the Russian Federation, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, South Korea, Turkey, the UK, and the US. That's all for the news tonight. I'm Esther. Keep watching Hornbill TV.